What are you doing here? It's not Friday.
You haven't uploaded weekly on Fridays for like 2 months, bro.
Well, sorry. I'm just doing my best. Anyways, quick shout outs to my older sister and younger brother who just had birthdays. Happy belated birthdays. Gang, let me know in the comments some reasonably priced non-tennis related gifts. I should get each of them. Moving on. In today's episode of Olive TV, I'm going to be doing some commentary and walking you play by play through some practice matches between myself and a very special player. And by special, I mean he's my absolute kryptonite. You know how Bruce Lee has that quote, to be like water? My friend you're about to see is like water, and I'm the f***ing Wicked Witch of the West. Like and subscribe and get that notification bell if you want to see me get splashed on camera.
Olive here, jumping in from the future to say to check out Real Tennis and Essential Tennis while you're doing all that liking, subscribing, and splashing the notification bell. I'm flying out to Wisconsin to collaborate with Real Tennis real soon. I'll be playing a couple matches for them. Yeah, so it's going to be really cool. Big thanks to Real Tennis and Essential Tennis for reaching out and being so kind and helping a new YouTuber get on her feet. I'm really excited to get together with them and make some content, so go check out their channels and leave some comments and let them know that you're excited for Olive TV to be featured on Real Tennis. All right, back to the show.
We brainstormed a lot of nickname ideas, but in the end, most exhausting player was already taken. Originally, I or Pancake thought to call him the Flash because, well, he's fast. But today, I am pronouncing this man Elastiboy, which I think is far cooler and also very suiting. You see, Elastiboy here is pretty quick and light on his feet, but the way he's able to stretch out to get to shots like net post to net post is unbelievable. He's a 5.0 player who's creative, is comfortable hitting low slices and big topspin, and has an excellent net game. I like to think that the way he can make the ball slide is influenced by the grass courts he was raised on whatever those rainy islands out there are called. His biggest weakness is probably his serve, which tends to have good spin and placement, but lacks velocity if he's not hitting a really flat first serve. Anyways, Elastiboy has my freaking number. He has bageled me in countless sets this year. However, since my return from Arizona and pulmonary diseases, I've been but I'm still making a lot of progress, and I anticipate we'll have very competitive matches starting from now on. Today, we're going to see 3 occasions on which we played, and while I talk us through them, we'll be able to observe how my game improves over each one. So without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so this first match that we're watching together is the second practice, I believe, after getting back from Arizona. So by this point, it had been about 2 weeks since my return, and my lungs were feeling about 90% better. I definitely wasn't fully recovered, and I also was a little bit I was also a little bit out of shape because obviously I hadn't worked out for 2 weeks. So it was a little bit rusty. I was definitely missing spots just from being a little bit out of touch. But my movement was feeling decent. I was feeling relatively strong. And yeah, and on top of that, I had my 100% new mindset. So here I'm playing against Elastiboy. You can already see in the first point, I didn't serve a volley. I came up to volley, and all of these points that we played were pretty long. It's probably like one of 6 overheads. That's the one make out of the 6 overheads that I hit like this match or something. So you can see that Elastiboy definitely he plays a lot of spin, right? Big spinny forehands, slightly unconventional form, and but that slice forehand he likes to throw in there to mix it up. And also, it's a good defensive shot for him. It's a good like neutral rally ball for him because it stays low and he has good control over it.
Good ball.
I used to be able to overpower him. This was like maybe a year ago. He's gotten much better since then. And I would say he's a true 5.0 now.
Yeah, well played. Good ball.
Between his consistency, and his ability to get balls back, with his speed, and also just like general tennis IQ, he makes good plays. So when he's playing against me, especially in this kind of state, he has the luxury of basically not being punished too harshly for shorter balls or balls that otherwise like a 5.0 guy would have punished.
Good approach. That's such a bad setup.
Miss returns. Can't miss returns. Hit that backhand a little high. Good return there. Good attempt. I rushed that. That ball was coming down the line a little bit faster than I anticipated. I ended up contacting a little bit late, hence the slightly wide angle on it. Good aggressiveness, poor execution on that return. Serve looked pretty good. I can already tell I sound like kind of wheezy. Couldn't decide whether to drop that or play like a neutral volley to his backhand. Ended up hitting it right in the middle, which is the worst shot. So there's a little bit less velocity on that ball than on that approach shot than I think I would have hit in a normal situation. When we're playing practice sets, we like to help each other call balls in or out, just so we train our eyes better. I really need that, so. I can't believe he got that little drop angle volley. Like, he's just so fast. Fast and controlled, right? It's like, in basketball, you got guys like Russell Westbrook, right? They're super explosive, they have a ton of speed, they get to the rim, and they can't for the life of them roll the ball in, right? You need touch. You're gonna need touch to decelerate your hand, right? Or decelerate your racket. Or not decelerate, but like, you know, but to compensate for your forward speed that's already there when it comes to making your shot. Good rotation on that, good patience.
Did I hit a winner on you? This never happened.
I was surprised I was able to hit a winner on him.
Sorry about that.
It's a pretty rare occasion. So I think the misses on the returns, I would chalk that up. At least like half of them probably to just like being rusty. In serve is slower. It has good spin if you're not anticipating it, but you know, by the time you've seen two service games from him, it's a little bit, it can get a little bit predictable, and you can start really trying to crush them occasionally, given the opportunity. And in this case, by crush, I mean the smart thing to do would be hit like a decent angle, right? Place that shot with decent velocity, make him move out of position. Like, that's a good return. Maybe should have followed it in. Ball on, replay. to repeat that angle. Close one. Nice attempt. Probably decelerated the racket head a little bit more than I should have, which led to it instead of spinning into the court, dropping a little bit long of my target, which ended up being wide of the sideline. So that loopy forehand that he throws up occasionally is really different than like his rally ball like slice forehand.
Maybe you saw me running that way, but I don't know.
No, I mean, in general, I'm like, there's pressure because I know you're going to get.
So that changeup is really effective, and then just here I was saying that I missed that volley because I was trying to hit too good of a shot because I was having fear, right, that anxiety that he was going to get that ball back, when instead I should have just hit my normal volley, waited for the next setup, waited for the next one, so treat that one as a setup for the next shot. Him coming to the net after that like slice forehand that stays low is really tough to counter since that ball is like really low, so you either have to hit like a dipping top spin shot to his feet or lob it basically, or just hit it past him, which is really hard to do from that low. So from below your knees when your opponent is approaching the net is really tough. So there goes one set already. There's your first bagel of the day, first bagel of the video, ladies and gentlemen and non-binary folks. Great low slice. Good get by me to a good spot in the court. Just flubbed it. I was a little bit slow, a little bit behind.
Oh, that's asking for trouble.
Shouldn't have missed that. A little bit more feel, touch coming over the ball would have basically given me that point, or at least given me that return, and hopefully put me in position to win a point. Oh, I made that. Nice. Tried to hit a drop shot there, not very successfully. Punished. You know, he had a nice high floater. He can put it anywhere he wanted to. Great split step to movement. It's exactly how I would teach people to move. Split and go. Use that stretch reflex. Good try. So, Elastiboy's forehand, he hits a slice very often, but just because he does that doesn't mean his forehand is a weaker shot than his backhand. He definitely gets forehands back more up. Like, it's more consistent overall. I mean, not by a huge percentage, but he definitely makes more errors off of his backhand, just like that. On the run, his forehand slice is inevitably going to go in the court. I don't know if it was in this match or subsequent ones when I basically figured out that it wasn't wise to attack his forehand exclusively, that a running backhand for him is a more difficult shot than a running forehand. So now my general, like, if I had like a template like point to play against Elastiboy, it would be choosing a rally ball, or slightly aggressive ball, or a couple balls to his forehand that gets him out of position. Oh, insane slice. Insane slice.
I hope I didn't block the camera angle. Thank you.
Great for YouTube.
Circus chick.
Sports Center top. as I was saying, making him play a couple of balls to the forehand, get him out of position wide, and then going for a short angle or a slightly bigger ball to the backhand with, with angle to it, to try to get him to move, to try to get him to be forced to hit like a weak backhand or a backhand out of position.
But you're so tentative on your feet there. Take one.
That slice is so annoying to play against. Wait, let's replay that. Let's replay that.
Thanks.
Oh, disgusting cross-court passing shot from the back corner. So my mistake there was to not get a little bit closer to the net. I tend to stay a little bit further back than I should be when I'm doing my net positioning, singles and doubles. I think kind of as a fear of lobs since I'm short, but at the same time, I'll finish it.
Nice.
But at the same time, trying to defend against that lob means that I'm giving up angles to both sides if I'm not getting close enough to the net, or if I'm not willing to split and come forward to the net, since my reach is limited laterally as well as overhead. So that's something I need to work on, getting closer to the net, or positioning slightly closer to the net when I do come in on neutral balls, especially.
Yeah. Oh, that was asking for trouble, that sir. Oh, yes. Oh, the short one. Okay, I can't run forward, just run sideways.
So, Elastiboy just said something really important there. That short return was tough for him to get to. Varying
that was there.
depth
That was there to be taken.
is against somebody like him who, obviously is crushing me because of his ability to get balls back. Varying not just the lateral movement of the ball, but the forward and back movement is really important. So incorporating more drop shots into my game against Elastiboy would probably be wise, just to keep him guessing, just to change up the rhythm a little bit. Bring him short, try to lob him, in addition to the normal side to side. So in this rally, you can see I started with that slightly inside out, kind of down the line backhand, and tried to move him back to the backhand side after drawing him out to the forehand, out to the deuce side, after drawing him out to the deuce side. Way to keep that ball in play there. Running cross court, good, decent amount of time on that ball. Probably the first point I've beat him, just playing the point, not trying to finish, just staying in there, hanging on.
Brutal.
My lungs are f***ed at this point. And we've only played 11 games. These are some long points for me. Coming to the net, hopefully trying to make that point a little shorter. Should have finished on that one. Got lucky he wasn't more aggressive on that, returning that lob return. You know, that's the right shot.
I didn't work on my f***ing overhead. No, good
I've worked on my overheads. They're a little better.
Okay, yeah, you don't hold it, so it's like this. Okay. Oh, man.
That one, I don't know how I missed it. It felt really good
Yeah. Why don't you
coming off the
reset that
racket.
GoPro?
Probably slowed down my racket head a little bit too much. Or a little more than I felt like it was gonna. Don't do what I do, kids. Please don't hit a drop shot of a defensive ball on the regular. Please don't hit a drop shot as a defensive ball on the regular.
I was hoping.
Most people would not be able to get that, I think. Or at least hit a ball as good as the last boy did off of that one. Get up there a little sooner, punk. Come on.
Good shot.
Yeah, so immediately after that, I should have probably, instead of pausing, right, that could have been 2 steps closer to the net to finish that volley really easily. Instead, I got like a really tough volley, like at the ankles.
No.
Just long. Ridiculous shot. Go back and replay that. Look at how sweet that shot was. Fucking disgusting, dude.
Good touch, good hang.
Big pace shots. We'll see if it pays off. Pace down the middle.
Ridiculous play, dude. Thanks. Love 30, right? Is that right? Yeah.
Oh, he made that one. Yep. Dropped it in right on the line.
Ooh. How's the ball?
I'm still a lot of volleys in the net.
Yeah.
That volley went in the net because, or that volley to the net could have been prevented with a little bit of better positioning, but also, I think my grip was a little off. It's been off. This was filmed like, what, at least a month ago?
Good pace.
My volleys are looking a lot better now. Nice return. Would have been cool if I came in on that. Again, waiting for that ball to drop a little bit lower than I should have, instead of coming up to the net a little bit harder. Good shot by Elastic
Just a
Boy.
little shorter, I think, and would have done the job. Yeah.
He was saying a little bit shorter on my volley. He probably wouldn't have been able to hit that.
Yeah, too good.
That kind of
Okay.
mini lob,
Too
because he
predictable.
would have had to bend. He would have had to get much lower under it. So it would have popped up to me instead of going over me. Who gets that?
Yeah. Just barely. Yeah.
Good serve. That's his first. That's like the first serve he hit the whole set or the whole match. That's the second one, I think.
I'm on the board.
Here we go.
First set of not being bageled of the video. Serve. Good angles. Good angle. Way to get over the ball. Just talking to myself.
Overhead. Overhead today.
Extended through the legs and lower body before I was ready to swing. So that was a little mistiming. If I waited longer, try to get like a try to emphasize the smoothness of the motion, probably would have had a better contact, and a more successful overhead. Good attempt. Also another good job covering the ball, going for that angle, inside in. Should have been a drop shot probably.
Sorry.
Misread that one a little bit. It came across the court a little more than I was anticipating. Good return, but on the second ball, probably waited a little bit too long. Should have taken it. Took me a little bit too long to get into position to hit it. Would rather have moved laterally a little faster and taken it at a higher point.
Thank you.
Nice return.
Oh man. Thank you.
See, it's all about the angles, right? Like a good return in this situation is landing at the service line, or maybe even a little bit shorter in like the last 15-20% of the court. Getting him off of the tee, out of position. And if it's a good enough shot, I can follow it in for a volley. If it's not a good enough shot, I have to stay back in case he goes for the open court, the line, the down the line shot. Super low slices. Almost had that too. Ridiculous. Drop shot, smart.
Beautiful.
Way to move to it. Probably would have told myself I need to get a little bit closer than that, even closer than that. Half a step, another step. Serve and volley, good strategy. Need a better volley.
Yeah, great serve, right on the line.
So I'm coming in after the serve, not just because it's a good strategy, but because it is our third set and I'm starting to get tired. Also, it's just something I need to work on. This is a practice match after all. Wild miss. Wild miss due to fatigue. Fatigue in the legs and the body means less control. Complaining about missing volleys.
Oh, wow, you got on.
Do more drills, punk.
Sorry.
Nice little switch up, slice serve, wide on the due side. If he'd made that, that would have been a winner too. Great backhand, good follow in. That's it. 3 sets. 3 sets, 19 games. Brutal. It was really fun though. And I think that was my first practice match. That was probably my first practice match since getting back from Arizona and kind of putting together these like realizations that I was having. So it was my first time putting into practice kind of this like new mental, not strategy, this new mental like mindset or like framework that I've been trying to follow. This next set that we're about to watch was recorded, I don't know, maybe a few days after the last one. So probably had one more practice with somebody else between that recording and this recording, or this set, that recording and that match, those 3 sets and this one set. I did go into this one with a minor ab strain, like a minor tightness in my abdomen or my oblique, and I actually end up having to stop a few games into this set. But the first few games of this are interesting, and you can already see an improvement, due to like improving my fitness and also just having time to and just being able to practice again the new strokes, the new mindset of how to construct points, being able to slow my anxiety and panic down. Let's take a watch. Here we go. Decent racket head speed. Obviously, after getting some of that rust off, a month or two later, I would say that I probably should be hitting that ball a little bit harder, or not harder, getting more velocity on that racket head. But this is decent. A little bit more angle, a little bit more covering the ball, aiming for slightly shorter targets in order to be able to spread the court more. Shorter as in like between the service line and maybe the 3/4 point, or halfway between the service line and the baseline. Probably aiming for that spot, going wider to help move my opponent a little bit more. So that shot, that's the shot.
Oh, that's the right idea. You have to.
Can't believe I missed that. First should have been put away. That's okay. Really smooth. Smooth footwork. Not frantic, which is a nice change for once. Bit unlucky there. I think it hit the tape before bouncing out. Ooh, a rare unforced error. Should have expected that serve coming. It was just a little bit not there. Should have locked in, should have dialed in. Wasn't really dialed in on that one. Around here is when I started to feel the oblique. So that, so that slice return basically is because I was trying to protect that rotation. I believe it was like on my right oblique. Finishing the rotation or supporting that rotation, stabilizing with the right oblique was starting to feel pretty uncomfortable. I think you can see me like kind of poking at my side to feel it out or stretch it out in between points, or like at the end of points here. Also started affecting my ability to get around the ball, to hit a cross-court forehand. Like on this ball.
You want to play two?
Yeah, just lost stability through the midsection. I think that was a generous call.
Yeah, good stuff. Nice, sir.
Decent serving, trying to hit it wide, get him out of position on the first ball. I like that my racket is moving pretty smoothly. I'm getting ready for the shot pretty early. It's pretty much the same tempo every time I take the racket back and drop to hit. I'm not getting ready and then suddenly swinging. It's looking pretty smooth. Footwork footwork is a little bit slow. You could say it's relaxed or smooth. No wasted energy, I guess. I should be getting to that ball like a quarter second earlier though. That's what caused that miss. It was just like a little bit out of position. Nice little drop shot. Re-drop shot after the lob. I was laughing at how ridiculous that was. Who the heck, who in the world can hit those like 3 shots back to back? I mean, on his side of the court. Like his ability to change directions and then stretch out for the ball with like that much control. I need to stand up. Get that down the line, come on. A little bit more velocity. Well, I guess I had an injury. Let's see if we can get it cross court. Nope. So if I could have hit that ball more cross court, it would have helped a lot. Probably would have attacked his, I don't know. Let's see. I really like the placement of that ball to kind of end the moon ball rally. How do you miss that? Yeah, so on the balls that are coming to me faster, it looks like it's a little bit more difficult to
Hit it across court. Come on.
a little bit more difficult to get my racket around it on that forehand side. Same thing on the backhand side, actually. On balls that come to me a little faster, if they're heavier, you can see me basically directing them to the middle of the court when I should be hitting it. When I should be hitting it cross court at a much steeper angle. So serve velocity starting to drop, not finishing, not following through as hard. Racket velocity already a lot slower.
Oh, nice shot.
And he took advantage of it.
Nice shot.
That was a pretty ridiculous shot. I mean, it would have, if I had put it, 5% more pace on that, don't think he would have made it.
Thank you. I thought that was going over for a second. I can't believe I have to miss that shot and you barely missed for about like 6 inches. It's crazy. Oh, good get, good get. 5:30.
Y'all understand why I call him Elastic Boy now?
Good shot.
Yeah, without being able to generate that pace on the ball, you basically have to beat him at his own game or figure out some unconventional or
Good shot.
you got to figure something out. You got to figure something interesting out to beat him. And I think this is the game that I call it. Can't return a serve. Yeah, and that shot was really feeling it here. Look at how sad and short that backhand is. Yeah, so at this point I ask him to rally a little bit to see if I can feel out the oblique. Basically after 3 or 4 shots, I'm like, I gotta call it. So let us call it right here and move on to the next video. All right, so this video, or this set that we're about to start, was a really exciting one for me. My oblique was healed, and I had been playing pretty good in my last practice, and we were just out here to hit for like a set, or to hit for like maybe half an hour and an hour before we were going to play doubles with a new friend we had met. This was maybe a week or 2 after the previous set. And so again, this new mindset is continuing to mature in my brain. And I'm getting a better feel for constructing points now that that's something I have the ability to do. I go into this set thinking that I need to serve and volley. I need to take away time on his return, since a lot of times they're just getting the ball back in play. He's not really going to hurt me on the forehand slice. On the backhand, if he gets like a sitter, he can definitely pound that kind of flat or direct it to a tough spot. So on the serve and volley, I'm thinking about getting up the court really quick, making sure I'm not staying too far back. And then in general, hitting or focusing my hitting during rallies to be more oriented towards moving him rather than penetrating the court. All right, so I'm trying to spread it out versus going through him. So let's watch here. Oh, well, tripped up a little bit.
Oh my god, man. It's okay, I got twisted up in my shoes.
Got dizzy, couldn't recover. Nice movement going forward. Continuing movement through the volley, something I've been working on. I've been working on hitting serves off a higher toss since coming back from Arizona. It's been a really good technical change in terms of like generating spin, maintaining velocity on my serves even when I'm nervous. That slice low. A little late moving to the ball. Ended up getting a little bit further away from me than I wanted. Getting that first serve in, very important, especially in this case, trying to play a lot of serve and volley. That's a good ball. That's a good ball. Should have followed that one in. Like as soon as I hit it, should have rushed the net, basically. Good angles on that. Just missed it. That's a focus issue.
Yeah.
That's a tough shot. Is low, sliding away from me. Can't really do much against that. Pop up a lob, maybe. Get there faster. Good defense, good defense. Probably should have come in. Probably should have come in after seeing him. Probably should have come in on that ball to his backhand.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Tough break there.
Yeah, that's too good.
So good change up on the return, right? Going for it down the line after pounding a lot of them cross court or right up the middle.
It's the right play.
So a lot of these close misses are still from just being a little bit too ambitious or a little bit too aggressive as a result of really thinking about thinking too much about how hard it is to win a point off of a last boy. Just going for slightly too much. Not out of hubris, right? Out of panic. Nice serve and volley.
Nice try.
Going for the hero shot. You know what's going on YouTube, why not?
Nice. Oh my god.
Good placement, good spin. Reset the rally, get up to the... Let's watch that again,
It's a good approach, actually. Maybe hit a low ball.
Good placement.
It's a good approach, actually. Maybe hit a low ball.
So, approaching off a low ball with decent pace up the middle. It's a good play. Alright, tough shot, and then kind of like a more neutral, slightly aggressive shot. Meant that he was slightly out of position for that. Nice aggressive shot from Elastiboy.
Good serve.
First time he started aggressing. His first time he's serving more aggressively. Just got a little ambitious on that ball. Looked too juicy. Was going for the dipper, but ended up hitting it late. Good idea. Good idea on that return.
I'm so sorry.
Same thing there.
I'm so
oh no.
sorry.
That was a miss hit that ended up being crazy, like crazy drop shot. So I was apologizing for that. Okay, deuce. That's a big point here. And can't miss the return. Not like that. Good approach shot. Should have been at the net. It should have been a... Should have been a yard closer to the net. Let's see, where am I? Okay, replaying that add in point at 2-1. Okay return. Good approach. Yep. Should have just dove to the net a little bit faster. Could have been like a half step closer. Look at that. Been working on those overheads, huh?
Yeah, I haven't. I don't think I've played since our last
Why did I do that shot?
Trying to choose between, you know, slightly deeper angle and a little drop shot. Hit the ball that was right in between. Nice racket head speed on that serve. Tough shot. Maybe bend the knees more. I don't know. Just get better touch. How'd he miss that? Maybe a little closer to the net. Get better touch. Shouldn't have come in on that serve. It was too juicy. Oh, and then we had to stop at this point because our buddy over there to the right, haven't got a name for him yet, but he'd showed up with his partner and we're about to go play some doubles, which is coming to the channel sometime. Let's see, that's an ex-D1 player, recent ex-D1 player, EP, aka Pancake, myself, and Elastiboy. Made for some good mixed doubles and some good guy versus girls doubles, you know, the stuff that gets the YouTube clicks. All right, so let's see. Final takeaways here. Over the course of, I don't know, this like 2 or 3 weeks, from the first 3 sets that we played, that double bagel with the side of a breadstick, followed by that set with the unfortunate oblique injury, going into this last set where I look a lot more up to speed and able to mix up my game plan. You can see kind of the consistency building. You can see the velocity on my racket building. Obviously, that a lot of that has to do with just being able to breathe again. But also just having this like new mindset where my anxiety is starting to be quelled a little bit. I'm spending much less energy panicking on the court, which makes the points feel a lot slower. I feel like I'm watching the points now in slow motion and having a much easier time making decisions, and having a much easier time keeping my strokes smooth, which leads to fewer errors, fewer shanks, you know, and fewer errors of, you know, overhitting or aiming for slightly too much. Because I'm not quite so scared of the consequences of hitting a ball that's only 85% of like my full potential, right? Or what I believe is my potential versus believing I need to maximize that on every single shot. So thanks for sticking with me through this video. I know that it was quite a long one. One of these days I'll post a match where I actually end up winning. Today is not that day, but you know what might be? Upcoming videos. I'm going to be shooting with Real Tennis / Essential Tennis and I believe Mark Sansate. Haven't learned how to pronounce his name. Not going to have to once I beat him. Anyways, if you made it this far into the video, please consider liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell. I know you like my voice because you haven't clicked away yet. So hope to see you in the next video. Hopefully it comes out this next Friday. You'll find out soon. Yeah. Until next time, bye.